Earlier this summer, we downsized into a smaller home to be more within the city. Today we're gonna talk about how long it took.
No, we're not.
How long? Today we're gonna talk about how much it cost to renovate it in less than 3 weeks.
So we're gonna look at everything from what changes we decided to make, including the specific products, how much those things cost, and how we actually came up with the money to pay for it.
Spoiler alert, we only paid for half of it because we were financially savvy.
So we knew above all else we wanted to get rid of the carpet in this home. It was upstairs and in the basement, and it was just dated and felt a little dirty. We knew we wanted to do it before we moved in because with it being a smaller home, we don't really have space to put the furniture somewhere else while we redo the floors. So we did it before we moved in, and we decided to go with Luxe vinyl. Now we did this largely because of our puppy, Luna. She definitely has nails, and Luxe vinyl is actually scratch proof, whether we're moving the furniture on it or Luna's running around on it. And it's also waterproof, which meant upstairs we could have it run right into the bathroom, and our basement has a walkout backyard. So we just felt like it was a good choice overall. Our first quote was around $9,500, and this was because we were gonna do a little bit of a fancy main stair going from our upstairs to the main floor, where we have that nice hardwood step and then a white riser because we were trying to match our main floor's existing hardwood. We kind of got cold feet somewhat late in the game, but we asked them if we could switch to just doing 2 sets of vinyl stairs for the basement and the main floor, and this brought our cost down closer to around $7,000 instead. So our flooring, we were looking at about $6 a square foot, and that covered us for the full upstairs and the basement.
Since we decided to change our stair plan from the hardwood to the vinyl, we needed to find another way to make our main floor match the stairs so it wasn't too off in terms of the transition. And at that point we were like, are we crazy for changing out hardwood for vinyl flooring? So what we ended up doing is sanding the hardwood into its natural color and then just doing a light or a clear coat on top of it just to give it some protection still. The square footage wasn't too big, so the quote for that was about $1,800. And that process actually took no time at all. He came in on the first day, sanded it, and did the first coat of stain, which was around 3 hours. And then he came back the next day to do the second coat of stain, which was only about an hour's time. But the turnout was amazing. We absolutely loved the look of it and the feel, but it still kept that character of the 1998 hardwood that it originally had. So super happy with that.
So this is kind of where things started to escalate. We knew we were gonna take out that carpet and paint the house, but the kitchen was kind of a surprise decision in the heat of the moment. Since we were redoing that hardwood and the stairs with the vinyl, we were gonna have 3 different floorings really close together, and it wasn't the end of the world. I was resistant to redoing the kitchen floor because they had only redone it in 2017, but we decided that for the painting, we wanted to get rid of this little kind of awkward island they had and some extra cabinets that were really making the kitchen stuffy. And so when we moved those to get the painting done, we realized the original flooring was under those, even though we were under the impression the new flooring was under them. So we just took it as a nice sign and decided to add the kitchen flooring to our renos. So that cost us about $1,200, and we were actually able to do it in the same time frame. When it came to the paint itself, we had a lot of colors going on in this house, and one of my friends just recommended painting the whole house white. So that's what we went for. We thought white was straightforward, but if you've ever tried painting, you know there's several whites. So we ended up going with Chantilly lace after quite a few recommendations and Pinterest searches, and we really love it. We did one black accent wall in our bedroom, and then we also got our kitchen cabinets painted. So they were spray painted, which is a really, really nice finish and made our life so much easier since we were gonna hand paint them later. So we did white on top and black on the bottom. We definitely called in a favor for this one and got an incredible deal. So instead we're gonna share with you some more realistic numbers. I would say for painting the whole house, it would probably cost around $5 grand. And then for the cabinets themselves, because it was such a detail-oriented spraying process, that would have also been $5 grand as well. The paint really only took a day and a half to do the whole house because they had a full team of 6 come in. And then the cabinets took about a week because they were doing thin layers one day at a time.
We spent about $1,700 total on the bathrooms, and they broke down to $1,300 in vanities, $3,000 in faucets, $100 in light fixtures, another $100 for a mirror, and the half bath is still a work in progress, and we have a few more ideas that we want to finish there by adding some like wallpaper and a new light fixture. But for now, that is our total. One thing we didn't know about vanities and bathrooms is that not everything is aligned and is gonna work perfectly. So we had to hire a plumber that we spent about $1,000 to make sure the vanities were centered and that all the plumbing was up to code. For our bedroom, we took out the original closet and we put in 3 Ikea Pax Closets that cost us around $1,600. Honestly, they're amazing. We customized it perfectly for us and we're super happy with it. In terms of other furniture, from the primary bedroom to the main floor and even to the basement, we spent around $5,300 furnishing those rooms. Half of that budget though was from our brown leather couch on the main floor. We've been eyeing this one for quite some time and we're pretty excited about it.
So the $1 million question is, how did we pay for all of this? The first thing we did was sell stuff on Marketplace. So you might be wondering, why did we need to buy so much furniture? Well, a lot of our old furniture wasn't going to fit because of the layout of this house. So we decided to sell almost everything on Marketplace. And we ended up making about $2,500, I think a little bit more, but we stopped keeping track off of things that we sold on Marketplace. So that ranged from like a $40 mirror or $20 things to selling our old couch for about $900. The second money source we had was I decided to sell my vehicle because we were moving into the city. It had given me some trouble. It finally died one more time. So we sold it for a big $2,000. Wasn't huge, but it was really nice with the timing of all of these costs that were coming in. The third piece of the puzzle for us was our refinancing. So we have a video about how we actually bought this as a second property, but in that process, we were able to pull out a little bit of extra equity from our first home, which gave us $4,500 to put towards these changes. In total, we were looking at just shy of about 20 grand between the renos and the furniture, and we were able to pull about half of this from those sources. So after that, we split it 50-50 and Josh and I each had to come up with about 5 grand. Personally, I had a really great tax return, which meant I had that money already saved, and Josh had some additional savings that he used for his. If you wanna know how Josh and I manage our money to pull something like this off, click here. And if you wanna know how we actually bought this home leveraging our original home, click here.
Goodbye.